Good evening. I'd like to call the November 2nd meeting of the Lee County Zoning Board of Appeals to order. First order of business is a roll call.
Bruce Forrester,
Here.
Craig Burrow is not present. Mike Pratt,
Here.
Rex Meyer.
Present.
Okay, the next thing to do is the approval of the previous minutes from our last meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Mike
Second.
makes motion. Rex seconds. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Did we have any that went through the county board this time? So we don't need that one. As far as old business, we have a continuation on petition number 23-P-1616, Wiggins Solar, until November the 8th.
And I just wanted to add, that'll be at 7 PM
Correct.
on the 8th.
I remember that. Okay. Now we're on to new business. The first petition of the evening is petition number 23-P-1618. The petitioner is First State Bank, permanent parcel number 05-17-08-302-016 and 05-17-08-302-015. The petitioner desires a variance from for the front yard setback distance to allow for a drive-through at the proposed construction of a bank, Brooklyn Township. Petitioner present?
Yes.
Who would like, do you have anything to prevent? Okay, we'll have you, who's going to present?
What would you like us to present?
Well,
I have plans.
we would like you to come up. We would like to swear you in.
I've got site plans. I figured that'd be a good one
Okay,
to start with.
that would be good. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth?
I do.
Okay, I need you to sign your name, print your name, date it. Okay. Now, state your name.
Craig Ayers.
Craig Ayers.
Dan Stefnich.
You can just give a little bit of the background of what's going on and what we're
Okay, sure. Just sit down. I guess this started on March 31st. There's a tornado went through West Brooklyn and it leveled the branch there. And we had several structural engineers come in and insurance people and look, and they said the building was not able to be repaired. So we're requesting to build a new building across the street from where the other one was. And I guess what we found out is that where we would like to build the building, because of the right-of-way and the setback, doesn't really give us room to properly build the building and put a drive-through. So that's why we're requesting the variance. I've got plans here, site plan, if you'd like to see that. I think we've got it up there.
Jonathan has pulled it up on the map. So the
It would be on the corner of Johnson Street and Second Street.
Okay.
And I'll jump in here and kind of add. It does involve the two parcels
along Second Street, the one to the north that's at the corner of Second and Johnson Street, and then the one directly to the south. They are going to be combined and reconfigured for the purpose of this project. The issue we have currently is the setbacks that they are seeking do not meet the code. However, our code does discuss variances, and you have before you tonight our code as far as what is allowed for a variance. Under chapter, or let's see, Title 10, 10B-1 is the application for variations. Under paragraph E, it states that to permit a building to be erected, reconstructed, altered, or enlarged so that the building lines will extend beyond the distance specified in this title into side yards or into front yards, provided that such variation may not be granted. And under subparagraph 1, it states, unless there is a building in the block which extends beyond the distance from the front street line specified in this title, in which case the building line may be permitted to extend as near to the front street line as such non-conforming building. So what this is stating is that because there are existing structures that run along that Johnson Street that are not in accordance with our setbacks, that does, our code does allow them to build in line with those structures so long as it is approved under a variance by this, recommended by this board and approved by the county board.
Okay.
So they only need a variance on the north side then?
No, we need it on the north and the west side. Like,
The west side?
I think it's a 14-foot variance on the west side, and what we would like, the vestibule of the building on the north side on Johnson Street would be about 3 foot off, and the building itself would be about 8 foot off the property line.
Now, is this the building line you're seeking along Second Street to be in line with?
Yes.
You mentioned the drive-through. How did that come into play?
Sure. You want to look at the site plans? Yeah. This would be the north side along, this would be Johnson Street. This would be the property line, right? You've got your setback to 25 foot from the center of the street. Then this would be the property line here. We're asking for a variance to allow us to place the building here because we'd like to come around, have a drive up on the south side of the building. There's a drainage ditch back through here. And if we were to move the building back, then there was such a slope there, we'd be back into that drainage ditch.
And then to the west?
To the west, the property line is right here. We're asking, I think it's a 14-foot variance here. We're about 14 feet here, so we need, it's about, what is that about? We need 11-foot variance there, roughly. This is the building.
And you're saying the building up here is in line with this building?
This one, well, actually, the post office is here. The post office is actually over the property
On the north, that's on
line.
Johnson
This is
Street.
on the east side.
Yeah, but I mean, the building. You said the building on the
North side.
So you're saying that west side of that is going to be where his line's at?
Yeah, it's up across the street.
Right.
So it would follow that
That's part of the
Building down, yes.
justification. That's part of it.
Yeah. Mhm. And then on this side, the post office here, there's a lot between us and the post office, and they're actually over the line.
Good to me. You can build a whole new building.
Yeah. It's kind of a tough decision to build a new building in West Brooklyn.
In West Brooklyn, yeah. We don't want to say that. Strike that, Kelly. So he has specific footage that he wants for a variance.
Yes.
So we don't need to put a stipulation that it has to match these building lines if he does his 11 foot and whatever the north one was, right? We
There's
don't need a-
specific footage, I believe, in the petition.
So we could just approve the petition.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. There's no conditions really needed then if he's got it spelled out.
Before you take any action, we need to see if there's any visitors here present that would like to comment.
We will. No questions about that. You have any more questions?
I don't have any more questions.
You have any
No more questions.
Anybody in the audience have questions? No questions.
Yes, please.
We need to be sworn in?
It wouldn't hurt.
Huh?
It wouldn't hurt.
Okay. You can stay right there.
Oh, thank you.
I actually know how to turn around.
Makes one of us.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the testimony about to give should be
Yes, I do.
signed it, printed it, and now you've got to state it?
This is Dan Wells with Lee County Health Department. Just wanted to make a statement that we have received a permit for that location. And the only recommendation we would have is when you're tearing up the existing slab, that maybe the area where the septic field will be, just like cordon it off so that they don't drive over it.
It's flagged south of that.
Yeah, just flag it. Yeah, use some tape so they don't drive over it and compress it and ruin that area. But I think everything should be fine. Thank you.
No other comments?
So what are you doing with the leftover lot then? The north side, are you gonna completely clear it?
It's been cleared already. And actually, the Brooklyn Bank had, before First State Bank brought the Brooklyn Bank, they had donated this property we want to build on to the village. So actually, we're doing a swap where we're going to donate where the old bank building was back to the village in return for this, so we can build a new building.
No questions? No comments?
I make a motion that we recommend this petition to the full county board for approval.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any other comments? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. You will now go before the full county board. We did that again, didn't we? Yep, says November 21st.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, okay. We won't then. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll get you guys out of town by tonight.
That's a sore subject. Don't bring that up.
day.
No.
We're losing our whole audience.
Short and sweet.
Okay. The second petition of the evening is petition number 23-P-1619 in the matter of the petition of Crest Foods Company Incorporated, P.O. Box 371, Ashton, Illinois. Petitioner Crest Foods Company Incorporated states as follows: the petitioner owns the real estate identified as PIN number 03-04-29-100-007. The property is located on the north side of Illinois Route 38, approximately 649 feet west of Prairie Road in Ashton Township. The property is presently zoned Ag 1 Rural Agricultural District with a special use permit for the purpose of a cattle confinement operation. Petitioner desires to amend the map to an I-2 General Industrial District. Okay. Yes.
Want to swear me in?
Yes. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of perjury? Please state your name to the board.
My name is Alice Hinkle. I'm with the Lee County Zoning Office, and it was recently brought to our attention that the parcel on which Crest Food is currently operating is not in compliance with how it is being used. In reviewing our records, as you can see on the map that I provided you guys in your packet, property to the east was previously owned by Crest Foods and had been rezoned a number of years ago to C3. That was later sold off to Carlin Distribution. They retained the two parcels west of that. The larger parcel has the I-2 zoning, and the smaller parcel has the Ag 1 special use zoning. As you can see, their warehouse has been constructed across both of these properties, and so it is not compliant. Somehow this got overlooked. Crest Food has worked with the county years ago trying to get this zoning. So at some point this got overlooked, and so simply we are trying to bring them into compliance. Once this parcel, should it be rezoned to I-2, they will combine these two lots, which will eliminate the violation of no setbacks by having a building built across two properties. So the purpose of this petition is essentially to bring this property into compliance.
Did they always own both parcels?
Correct. Well, not always. I mean, whoever had the cattle confinement operation sold it to Crest Foods. And somehow this little parcel got overlooked.
I have no questions.
Don't have any questions? Do you have any questions?
I have no questions.
Obviously, they want to do this, so,
Well, it just makes sense. It's already being used that way.
right. So. So how do we go about making the findings? You want to start?
Cross that.
What's that?
I said no, but don't let her put that down. Well, we have to vote for each one of these. 2, 4, 6, 8 of them. A, the existing uses of nearby property. So it matches the existing use of nearby property. I mean, that's pretty straightforward.
I agree.
So we need that in a motion.
Need that in a motion, yeah. But I don't know whether you need to state a reason in the motion or whether you just,
Well, it's already being used like the nearby property,
you know,
correct?
correct? So do you,
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So,
so what do you want the motions to say? Do you just want us to vote this up or down, or you want us to vote the reason up and down?
So what it says in the code, the Board of Appeals shall consider the following standards and make findings thereon when evaluating a map amendment. So you're being asked to consider the existing uses of the nearby properties. So essentially, you can look at that map that I provided you. The property to the east is zoned C3. The property to the north is zoned Ag. The property to the west is I2. Property to the south is Ag 1 as well. So essentially, you're just stating facts about the property. But it is a necessary part of the map amendment hearing process, so.
I move the zoning board of appeals finds the existing uses to be the same in the nearby property.
Okay,
we have a motion and a second that the existing uses are the same as the nearby properties. Is there any other commentary on this? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
the second one is the extent property values will be diminished by any zoning restrictions.
I move that the zoning board of appeals finds that the property values will not be diminished because the zoning nearby is the same and the use will be the same.
Second,
So we have a motion that the property values will not be diminished because the uses of the property are the same. Any other comments? All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries.
The third one is the extent to which the destruction of property values promotes the public health, safety, and welfare.
There is no destruction of property values.
I move the ZBA finds there will be no destruction of property values.
Second,
We have a motion. Is there any other comment? Motion is there will be no destruction of property values. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Number 4, the gain to the public versus the hardship to the individual property owner. There won't-
There really isn't any hardship to the property owner because the property owner agrees that this needs to be done.
And there's no gain to the public either. It's not going to change anything.
There's no gain or loss.
Correct.
We have a motion.
I make a motion that that there will be no gain to the public and no hardship to the individual property owner by this change.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Number 5, the suitability of the subject property for zone purposes. It's very, very suitable.
Because they're already using it for it.
Yeah. I make a motion that the subject property is suitable for the proposed zoning change.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
The length of time the property has been vacant as zoned, considered in the context of land development in the vicinity of the subject property.
The property hasn't been vacant lately. The property is being used as what they're asking for already, and we're just trying to get them in the proper compliance.
I think less is more. The ZBA finds that the property hasn't been vacant as zoned.
Second?
Okay? ZBA finds that the property hasn't been vacant as zoned. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
The compatibility of the present and proposed classification with the comprehensive plan.
I move the ZBA finds the proposed classification will fit the comprehensive plan.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second that the compatibility of the present classification will comply with the comprehensive plan. Are there any comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries.
So number 8, the last one, whether there is a public need in the neighborhood for the proposed use.
The ZBA finds there is a public need for the proposed use.
Second?
Okay? Obviously, one of those is jobs.
Well,
So, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, motion carries.
So then we need a motion probably to send this to the full county board. I make a motion that we recommend to the full county board approval of this petition.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve it to the whole county board. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Now, the next thing we need is a motion to recess until the county boards vote on the above petitions on November 21st, 2023.
I make that motion.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. And the next regular scheduled meeting for the Zoning Board of Appeals will be 6 PM on Thursday, December the 7th, 2023. Not part of the minutes, but that's my dad's birthday.